For some reason, yeah, the police had found a severed head in a soldier's hideout. Of course, it's a soldier. Most likely, he has PTSD, but who knows?
These Taos County deputies have been searching for 23-year-old Army veteran Matthew McLaughlin for weeks.
Sheriff's officer, search warrant, open the door!
They finally get a break in the case. Nothing about it raises alarms. They're told that Matthew simply disappeared.
Check everything.
But what investigators are about to uncover tells a far darker story. It was the beginning of one of the most disturbing and unsettling mysteries this small New Mexico town has ever seen.
The head and hands were in a trash bag that were then put inside a Harbor Freight fucking bucket.
Look. I ain't trying to be mean, but how did we know that the severed head was most likely in a New Mexico town? If it ain't New Mexico, then it's Brazil. If it's one of them.
Did it take you guys to
I'm just saying.
dismember the body?
He threw away the last piece around last week, which was the torso and a leg bone. But there was no meat on it. It was just nothing but ribs and spine, hips.
What made you make the decision to kill Matthew?
Police received a concerned phone call. According to one of Matthew's co-workers, he hadn't been at work for 5 days. Investigators then learned that he was seen walking along State Highway 64 on July the 25th by a member of the public and hasn't been seen since.
Imagine you over here trying to escape and then your co-worker call in on you.
Police speak to Matthew's two roommates, themselves Army veterans, who claim no knowledge of his whereabouts. Oddly, they hadn't thought of reporting him missing. However, the police, alongside Matthew's mother, Rebecca, began a widespread search for the missing veteran, including an online GoFundMe campaign. But as weeks turned into months, investigators began to fear the worst. In search of the truth, police re-interviewed Matthew's two roommates, 23-year-old Raynor Joyner and 22-year-old David DeGroat. They described Matthew as an untrustworthy drug addict who often brought strangers back to their house. A new theory develops, suggesting Matthew's lifestyle may have played a role in his disappearance. However, the more they talk, the more rehearsed their stories seem. After more than 2 months of multiple interviews and a search for Matthew, investigators start to suspect he didn't just disappear, and the two men he lived with know why. On August the 17th,
okay, y'all, look, this is one of my last times pausing it for now, but nah, it ain't adding up. 22, 23, y'all are all kids. Y'all brains not developed properly. Y'all in here lying. And it's finna be something crazy found up in here, cause y'all in here.
2025, officers came prepared for a potential standoff and expected resistance. Both roommates are military trained, making this a high-stakes situation. Officers have brought in an armored vehicle and have no intention to back down.
Search warrant! Sheriff's office! Throw your hands! Open and empty! Got dead space left! It's tight. Dead space right. I'm gonna move left. Myers and Kevin, clear that left. I'll hold right here. On me. Moving. Clear. Secondaries. Check everything. House clear out there. Clear. Watch your fingers. Just let it down so this doesn't hit us in the face when we go out.
Yeah, ain't gonna lie, McLaughlin, yeah, he looked like a problem. And if this is y'all crib,
neither of the roommates is at home to shed light on the mystery of Matthew's disappearance.
Man, hell no, that ain't no house. That's a shed. Y'all boys living like y'all straight still in the Middle East, ain't y'all? Like overseas.
and
Afghanistan.
they may have to clear the property. However, it is at this moment that they notice something.
I don't check that. I don't check that utility van. Got a vehicle approaching. You run that plate. Henry William John 7586 out of Texas.
The vehicle that just arrived carried 2 men, and they're armed. Officers are fully aware that one wrong move could turn this situation into a massacre.
He's got a gun at him. He's got a gun.
Y'all are in the middle of nowhere. Y'all got guns too.
He's got a gun in his waistband.
But against all expectations, both men step out within seconds, hands raised in surrender. The officers have no idea that this is just the beginning of all of the unexpected events that lie in wait. The officers carefully take both men into custody. Upon closer look, they confirm them to be Matthew's roommates, Joyner and David, the very people they had been trying to track down. After the search, officers hope a conversation with the roommates might finally lead to them finding Matthew. But the moment the officers get a hold of the men, they shatter any hope of finding Matthew alive. They tell him he is not only dead, but disposed of. Shortly after, one of them, Joyner, even agrees to guide the officers to Matthew.
Your brother, so you said it's about 7 miles down?
Huh?
Yeah, the first one's like 5 miles.
First mile's like 5 miles?
Yeah.
How comfortable do you feel, nah, you know what, you're good, you're good. Just communicate with me through here.
Okay.
Guide me, I'm gonna sit in the front. Just guide us to where we need to go.
Okay.
Okay? Appreciate you, bro. All I can tell you is, you know, me and my partner are the ones in charge of this. The fact that you're taking us to recover his body, the fact that you came clean and were honest, I'm gonna ensure that that's reflected with the district attorney.
It is.
Understood.
The officer will soon realize that the man they are now trying to recover is not in one piece.
I know it's past the majority. I know it's past these houses and shit because, again, I ain't fucking stupid. I know that fucking people might get curious about why there was a random fucking van.
Was off the road.
Yeah.
Did his blood spill in that van at all?
No, I bagged and tagged him tight. Fucking, like I said, work van.
This is he young. Like didn't I tell y'all these some young, dumb, slow? I told y'all they young, dumb, under 25, brain undeveloped, military training, haircut, style of choice garbage.
I
Man,
was fucking shit in there.
so
Yeah,
Matthew was dead.
Was it in a trash bag or what?
Yeah, trash bag.
Oh, he did. Okay.
The head and hands were in a trash bag that were then put inside a Harbor Freight fucking bucket.
And the head and hands are they with the head or no?
Yes. Yes, all that's together. All the important like identifiers are together.
Just hang out, brother. Okay, what color is that bucket?
Red bucket, I can actually see it from here.
Okay.
Down in green.
Okay. Roll his window up a little bit, sir, just so that way. Yeah. Just hang out for a second, bro. We'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Along State Highway 64, which Joyner leads them to, officers discover several trash bags. Inside are what remains of Matthew. He had been chopped into multiple pieces and had been dead for days. The horrifying sight forces officers to sit down and finally learn what truly happened between these roommates and the horror Matthew endured while they were still searching for him. Officers sit opposite the man who has already confessed to killing the person they were hoping to find alive just a few hours earlier. And it will not take much time to get Joyner to speak. He spends the next 30 minutes to write out painful details of Matthew's last moments that only he seems to know.
Starting from July 25 at roughly 1800, 7 p.m., I, Jordan Rayner, confronted Matt on the rightmost path leading to the house about 600 meters away. When confronting Matt, I asked him to explain why he was spreading rumors about me and bringing drugs, strangers over to the house. He, Matt in parentheses, said that I didn't come up there often enough, so it was basically his place.
What Raynor describes next, which he describes as being in a dark state of mind, will take this case to a place it can never return from.
I'm telling y'all.
In a dark state of mind.
Last time. All this, look, think about this. All this, everything that happened is going to be a high school argument or a fight between some high schooler because, mind y'all, they're under 25. They don't even know about the world yet, and they went straight to the military, so you really don't know about the world. As sad as it to say, most people I know who went to the military is somebody, hey, yeah, y'all, don't worry about it. Watch how dumb and of reasoning all this is.
I shot him with the Springfield Saint AR rifle I was carrying. After shooting him, I dragged his body to a tree 40 meters away on the left side of the road. July 26/27. I went to work. After work, I went to Harbor Freight and bought buckets. Not having what I felt I needed, I went to Tractor Supply. There I got trash bags and a splitter axe from there.
Minutes after shooting his friend, Raynor went about his day as if nothing had happened. But it wasn't because he didn't care about the consequences. Later, he comes back, but only to take active measures to hide his crime.
I went to the land, going back to the tree to cut off his head and hands. After doing so, I bagged them, then placed them inside one of the buckets. I took that bucket in my work van to a drain ditch 4 to 5 miles up the road, dumping it.
Matthew was a country guy who left his family behind to live with roommates that he trusted most. But what happened to him after his death, that is by far the most disturbing part of this case.
The next Wednesday night, I went to cut off the legs and arms. I found that wildlife had gotten him, so I cut off his forearm and legs below the knee, bagged them. Then I was able to rip out his upper leg bone from his hip sockets, bagging them with some of his clothes.
Which word is that?
Oh, I believe you're trying to say finally, but it's spelled fennel. I bagged his torso, throwing it
Oh, you can't spell either, huh? Okay.
all in a drain ditch 7 to 6 miles up. Thank you.
Cops take another pause while Raynor finishes the timeline, focusing on what he did with the body. It's at this moment that Joyner starts laying out the plan aloud, and it's not just the details that catch the officers off guard, but how calmly he talks about it.
The entire situation was messy.
They in the military, of course he said it calmly.
Let's see here. Yeah. So, everything I told you last time we spoke about like him spreading rumors and all that wasn't a lie. That was all factual. Really, the only thing that changed from what I told you last time and me confessing was basically just the fact that when I confronted him, I didn't let him walk away. I shot him. So everything was pretty much the same. Like I said, he was spreading rumors, he was bringing drugs, he was bringing strangers. Hey, fucking shit like that. I confronted him. I got fucking, I don't know. I got pissed off and decided, fuck it. You're not gonna give me the chance to fuck up again. And so I shot him.
When Raynor shot Matthew, there was another person present at the crime scene who witnessed the horrific crime and did nothing to stop it.
So when Matthew was over in Colorado dealing with the
Okay, hold on. He ain't do nothing to stop it. He ain't kill him. And I ain't finna, hey, it's the levels to this. I see you do all this. I ain't finna sit right here. Shit, I'm not calling no police. He crazy. Shit, nah, for real. He could have got away from him and called the police, though.
The VA getting all that stuff done for himself. Went to go to the grocery store, pick up groceries. He got dropped off at a... What's it called? He got dropped off at Cassandra and Jason's house. I went to go walk with him as we walked up the road. At the cart carrying the groceries of everything. As we got to an intersection, a shot rang out. Matt got shot in his right lung from Joyner's rifle, specifically his AR-15. Matt, not knowing what's happening, he did say, "I got shot," and he starts to freak out. Then Joyner comes from around the corner and with my Beretta, he sticks it to his face and shoots him in the jaw, which makes his eyes swell up. And he starts to choke at his blood as he hits the floor. And then he hovers over him with an execution shot and gets him right on the temple. He's waiting in the bushes for him.
Matthew didn't know that what felt like a normal grocery run was anything but. One of his brothers was lying in wait while the other was walking him straight into the trap. What Raynor did next, even in his own words, sounds like something out of a horror movie.
Back door. That ain't no horror movie. That's a back door.
Practice flying to a tree. Next day went to work. Everything was normal. After work, went to home free, picked up a bucket, a few buckets. I only used one. And then when they didn't know what I was looking for, I went to Harbor Freight, ended up deciding the best tool to use would be the splitter axe, and also bought some bags, 33-gallon trash bags. From there, went back up to land, back up to that spot, cut off his head and hands, bagged him up, put him in the Harbor Freight bucket, drove back down the mountain, about 4 or 5 miles, found a deep drainage ditch, threw the bucket down there.
Whatever they could do, they did. Raynor was quick to walk investigators through his plan for the body, but there is a cold detail missing in the first half of his story. However, David brings it out in his interview.
So, my one question for
He was
you
waiting on him in the bushes.
is I want you to explain to me the plan that you're talking about.
A plan to kill Matt that Joyner made.
Okay.
So his idea was initially he was gonna come up the road that we were gonna have, and he was gonna try to snipe him with his 308 from a distance. And then his plan changed when Matt said he was getting dropped off over by the other road. So then Joyner's idea was he was gonna take my Beretta so he can have a sidearm, and then he grabbed his AR and then waited in the bushes for us to come up, and he told me to stick to one side of the road and to be very loud when I'm near the area. So when he sees Matt come up on the side, despite how dark it is, he doesn't need to worry about who it is. So I would say it was, for what Joyner was thinking, it was pre-plotted beforehand, because I would tell him about Matt still had a drug habit and he was still talking shit and making rumors of everything, which kind of pissed off Joyner. So several occasions, kind of told him like, "Hey, no, don't kill him. Just, kick him off the property or something, or like give him a start talking to again." To the point where eventually came down to the point where he says that he was gonna go with the plan for Matt to get killed.
Raynor had already admitted to leaving out details, and here again he tries to pass it as a momentary loss of temper and that it was not planned. The police are about to press him without revealing what David had already exposed.
what made you make the decision to kill Matthew?
Honestly, it wasn't a hard decision to reach for me. I've already given him, what I consider plenty of warnings before to deal with it, and I take that shit very seriously. It's like, I'm gonna need a chance, I'm gonna give a chance, I'm gonna give a chance, I'm not gonna give another fucking chance.
In this line of questioning, the cops start to realize something. Raynor knows the law, and he knows that claiming a spur-of-the-moment event could mean a lighter sentence. But when the suspect is as forthcoming as Raynor Joyner, it's hard to keep the mask on, and what he says next is likely to hurt Raynor the most.
I don't know. He kept fucking up. He just kept fucking up, and I was just fucking tired of it. I don't fucking put up with that shit. I don't regret what I did, is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I don't fucking regret what I did. That wasn't the same dude I started with, like I said before.
Then why don't you regret it?
Honestly, I'm not. Truth be told, I've never been exactly had a normal sense of, a normal sense of humanity. I don't know how else to put that. I've always kind of been the odd one out when it comes to shit like that. I've always been the first one to just say it's like, well, you can always deal with there's only one way to deal with a problem permanently.
Raynor admits that he doesn't regret what he did, but he still won't admit that he planned it. But David goes into detail about what pushed things over the edge and for how long.
Raynor felt like it was more like getting rid of a rat or throwing out the trash. So, let's dive into the disrespect. What was so disrespectful that Raynor was angry with?
So Matt would constantly be talking a lot of shit of saying like, oh, he doesn't know how it is out here. We've been out here for 4 months. Hasn't been out here in 7 years. He doesn't show up in here anymore. This isn't his fucking house. You don't have to listen to him. And then he would start talking about how, at least to other people, just making shit up of like, oh, he did this, and this in the army, of saying shit like he was hitting women and shit. Just
referring to who?
Joyner. Matthew referring to Joyner. But I at least know he didn't do that, but he kept trying to push an agenda to other people beforehand, which is why he pissed off Joyner.
Describe to me why. Try and explain to me why Joyner is for lack of a better term, feels so territorial over you.
Because he used me as his brother, like I said beforehand, because we both known each other for a long time in the military. We both have that. We had the same shitty leadership. Both of our dads died, so we bonded over that. He has no other siblings left. So he claims me as like his younger brother. But he's usually very territorial about the people he knows.
Everything in David's account points to a trap laid by Raynor for the man he saw as the rat of the house. But instead of backing down, Raynor keeps talking almost with pride. And since he won't admit to planning it outright, the cops switch tactics, trying to get him to say it without realizing he's doing it.
Dude, I'll be honest, man, going through this, when I shared with you, dude, we had PC, or like probable cause, right?
Yeah.
For the search warrant for your place, based on just mass disappearance, the argument that you guys had. But like, I'm not gonna lie to you, we're pretty like impressed. Like, without you telling us, I don't know how long it would have taken us to figure out Matt's death, man. Like, this was well thought out or well organized and planned. I just where did you come up with it? Like, how did you figure out how to do all this?
Like I said, not quite normal in the head. Fucking, like, not even trying to be funny. Fucking, I've always thought of the whole, you know, the old joke about always have a plan to fill everyone in the room. That's who I am. I've always thought about, okay, here's how I would do it, here's what I would do. Fucking, doesn't matter if I like you, is, you know, I haven't thought about it. David, I haven't told him I thought about it with him. Hell, I cracked jokes with him one time. Fucking about it. I was like, yeah, the only problem with telling you is all your fucking tears will come looking for me, then it'd just be turning the Alamo. Fucking, I've always thought about, like, everybody how to deal with situations, how to, just, that's who I am, that's, some of that is, somebody they was taught to me by my dad.
The detectives compliment Raynor's plan, hoping it will make him own it as one he made. But he catches on to what they're doing. When that doesn't work, officers aim to get more and more direct.
Did you plan to kill Matthew?
No, I actually never planned to kill him. I never planned to actually kill him. In the sense of, like, it wasn't premeditated. When I went up there, I was giving him one last chance to fix things. And just, I don't know, the way he acted, the way his tone of voice was, fucking, I just clipped. Just clipped.
Was it being rude or?
Yeah, and like I said,
I've been listening to him BS for the longest and sitting in a corner.
That's some of his property, some of his place. It's like, no, motherfucker, I brought you out the fucking, you know, out the generosity of my fucking heart. I drove out of my way to go to fucking Winchester, Virginia, to come get your ass, bring you all the way down here so you would have a new start.
When Raynor starts using words like premeditated, detectives wonder if the same careful planning he used to dispose of the body also went into figuring out how to get away with his friend's murder with the least possible charges. And that's when things start getting serious for Raynor's one-man show.
So, Brother Mike, this is where we're gonna have some. We gotta figure something out. I have information that.
Man, look, this the crazy part. I told y'all it was gonna be a dumb, stupid high school type story, right? So you 22, 23, whatever. You think your friend not finna snitch on you? You think if they 30? Come on. You are grown. You should know that people are going to snitch. I don't know what's wrong. You think your friend didn't tell him exactly what happened? They got him in a room, cracking him like, oh, yeah, look, you can go home in 10 years. You don't got to do life. Okay. All right. Just saying.
You had this situation planned out for weeks, and it's from an extremely reliable source. It describes that you guys were going through stuff for, you and Matt were going through problems for weeks, and that David had even talked you out of murdering him on several different occasions. What's that about?
Like I said, it was never really me meditating. That was more just me running my mouth. I did the same shit every guy fucking.
So describe to me the running your mouth, because basically with what you just did there, bros, you acknowledged what I was saying, but you're trying to tell me that it wasn't premeditated. So I understand that to an extent, but you're like, it's like a double negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
So describe to me what you mean by that.
Well, I mean, I was known for, you can ask any of my fucking dudes I've served with, I was known for constantly the guy that's like, that would say, you know, it's like, oh, I should just fucking murder him, I should just fucking kill him, you know? If I was pissed off at someone, like, it was, you know, it was terror.
So those types of conversations, did they happen between you and David about Matthew?
Yes.
Although Raynor claims everybody knows murder comes easy to him when someone is not on his favorites list, Matthew seems unlikely to have been one of them. He never left the house, possibly because he never realized that everyday tensions were turning into conversations behind his back, the kind that become a roommate's worst nightmare. David fed Raynor information about Matthew under the guise of casual gossip, even as he realized Raynor's plans were getting darker and darker by the day. The cops are about to learn exactly what role David played in all of this.
He told me preemptively, he said, "You're gonna help me with this. You're gonna help me with this. You're not gonna tell anyone, or I will kill you." Because then I would be knowing too much.
David walked with Matthew fully aware that he was just minutes away from death. He almost makes it seem like he was a friend to a bully, making choices he could walk away from at any time. But his role went far beyond that.
Explain what made you decide to participate in the murder of your friend.
It was out of fear for my own safety, because he also dropped me off at my house for Christmas before, so he knows where my family lives. And I know he would be the type of man to do it as well.
Describe that.
I know he's the kind of man, he's angry enough, he'll just shoot someone just for talking shit. So if I became a loose end somehow, and he found out that I was talking about it, I'm pretty sure I would get an end cap in it as well. Have the same fate as Matt.
What makes you so fearful of Joyner?
It's because I know he's capable of doing it. Just because he says it, it also means he can do it. Because he says beforehand that he has killed someone around the property before with his dad.
What role did you play in the body?
He had me just hold a bag open so he could dump all the parts in, so he could make sure my DNA was on it as well.
Okay, so I'm sorry, say that again.
He wanted me to hold the bags so he could dump the body parts in, so he could make sure my DNA was on the bags as well.
And how do you know that?
Because it's what he told me. He said, "You're gonna join me, or you're gonna get the same thing as he did. So you're gonna help me with this body if you like it or not."
David's role in Matthew's death was all about fueling and guarding secrets that he shouldn't have. But when he breaks down, it becomes clear that he doesn't fully believe Matthew deserved to die. In Joyner's interview, he keeps highlighting his flawless plan for disposing of Matthew's body. But what David recounts next exposes the emotional and gruesome reality of the event, something no one could ever get used to hearing.
Dismembering Matt before or after I called you guys to ask where he was at?
It was beforehand, before the first initial call for the missing persons report. He already had no head and hands by that point. And then he had me hold the bag open, so Joyner had me hold the bag open to put Matt's head and hands in the bag, and then put the bag in the bucket, and then he said he tossed it on the side of the ditch.
What day did you guys start dismembering that body?
Almost a week after he died was when he started to dismember him, and it was when he smelled bad, started bloating.
How long did it take you guys to dismember the body?
He threw away the last piece around last week, which was the torso and a leg bone. But there was no meat on it, it was just nothing but ribs and spine, hips.
You and Joyner both have warrants out for your arrest for desertion.
The JAG told us that was going to happen.
They're confirmed. You have warrants for desertion.
Shortly after these interviews, Joyner was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, assault with intent to commit a violent felony, conspiracy to commit murder, and tampering with evidence. DeGroat faces charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and tampering with evidence. Later that day, a crucifix believed to be McLaughlin's was discovered inside a washing machine drum, which authorities believe Joyner and David had used as a fire pit to burn Matthew's belongings. In the military, no man left behind is a sacred oath that Matthew McLaughlin lived by until his retirement. But the men he shared his roof with deserted their uniform. After their return, Matthew was the only one who maintained a stable job. It seems the disturbing secrets in that house weren't just about drugs or strangers. They were about the resentment of two men watching him succeed and deciding to end it for good. In New Mexico, the premeditated nature of his crimes carries a mandatory life sentence, ensuring that Joyner and David face at least 30 years behind bars before they are even considered for parole. We would.
I ain't letting that go. Because you want to know why? I knew it from the beginning. It's some high school BS. Your friend out getting a job and you still want to lay up and be on the block chilling. When I first seen that house, it looked like a trap house. Of course he wanted to do better. You can do nothing but better. Y'all, did you have beds? Did y'all have walls? Did you have a living room? What was that? The bathroom stable? Could you take a stable shower? With the electricity stable? What was stable in here? We gonna put what was stable in that apartment on the list and what wasn't. Then that's how we gonna just go from there. Cause that apartment looking nasty. I don't think y'all understand. They was in a swamp. They was in straight crib. They was straight in straight crib. Like, man, you better stop playing with me. I know what straight house would look like. It looked like this. Look at this. And don't say the police messed it up. It was already messed up. Look at this. Boy, what is this the back door? With the fly strip on the wall, not even multiple fly strips on both sides, so you know it's flies all in there. Hold on. Keep it going.
Clear.
A board on the wall right here. What is this?
Watch your fingers. Just let it down so it doesn't hit us in the face when we go out.
Like what is the board? Cause you got a window that's open that needs to be fit, so it's a board right there. Okay.
Officers find neither of the roommates is at home to shed light on the mystery of Matthew's disappearance.
Like, just look at the crib, man. Like, the house is so filthy, and of course they gonna hate on him. Why would you stop being around people beneath you? Everybody be thinking they so even and so. I'm not better than nobody. Yes, you are. What? I'm better than any pedophile on this planet, including the ones that run the schools. How you going, man? You better stop playing. Like, look at this. Welcome to my living room. Welcome to my living room.
That space left.
Hold on. This the living room, right? You can at least have a table, some chairs in that motherfucker. Something. Some chairs. A chair. Like, come on, man. You better stop playing with me. Y'all wonder why I be saying what I'm saying. Stop hanging around dirty people. Stop hanging around dirty people. These niggas' rooms are separated by curtains. Niggas ain't even have real rooms. I'm finna bring this girl over here. So this my curtain. That's bro curtain. That's bro curtain. Like, nah, come on, stop playing. This, alright, yeah, I'm not finna play with y'all. Yeah, these boys' rooms are separated by curtains. I ain't even peeped that. Straight shower curtains. Shower curtains separated their room. And you hit that like and subscribe button. I'm finna go ahead and get up out of here, y'all. Shower curtains separating the room is crazy.